Mortality sucks. Alright, what's up y'all? So it is dark and stormy, and it's probably about to rain some more. It already rained earlier and it was pretty bad, so you know, why not just let's talk about dying, right? Seems like an appropriate mood for this type of weather, but it's not brought on by the weather. Obviously, I went to, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check out my last video, which I think is going to be in the order if I post this, whatever. Video where I went to the memorial for the Memorial Day activities that I volunteered for, where I placed roses on the headstones of fallen members and all that jazz. I mentioned in that video that it was an eye-opening experience, and it kind of brought up some stuff that, you know, I deal with on a daily basis, which is my not debilitating, but absolutely massive fear of dying. Like, dying is the number one thing I'm afraid of, right? And the number two thing is losing my mind, like literally going crazy or having the effects of Alzheimer's / dementia wreak havoc on the old noodle here, because, you know, I'm not a genius, I'm not super smart, but I'm okay. I'm a fairly intelligent person. I have intelligence. I'm not exactly the smartest guy. I don't use it all the time, but it's in there. And it's crazy. I don't want it to go away, right? So, you know, I'm not super religious or none of that crap. No, not sorry, not crap, but, you know, that's how I talk. I'm not super religious. So there's nothing anybody can tell me without proof of what's going to happen when we die. And it scares the absolute crap out of me, because, you know, you get to live life, you get to do all these things, you get to experience and change and become who you are now. And, you know, I'm a different person than I was 2 days ago, 5 years ago. Like, I don't look at the things that I look at now the way that I used to. Used to love rims on trucks. I'm like, yo, I had a truck, had a big old Expedition, had rims on it. Now I'm like, I don't need no rims. Had duals like that guy. Pretty nice, pretty loud, pretty grumbly. This truck sounded amazing. Now I'm like, I got a bike. My bike's loud enough. My other motor vehicles, I need silence. I want quiet. When I start my truck in the morning, I don't need it to shake the neighborhood, because my bike does that on occasion. So I got my noisemaker. I don't need fancy, like, if you gave me some rims, you know, I would take them, because, you know, rims are cool. But it's not on my priority list. Just like when I became a dad, a lot of things changed, and all of those developmental things that I experienced in life make me the guy that's yapping on the video right now today. I'm gonna be a different guy when I yap on the next video next week, because I will have experienced something new or lost something else that I had before that I no longer have. And it's crazy that it's gone. Like, when you die, it's gone. When you lose your mind, when you go through the stages of Alzheimer or dementia, when you no longer have cognitive abilities to perform a function, and you have to have people who know you tell you who they are and show you pictures, that is a crazy, crazy fear of mine. And I have to figure out ways to not let it, you know, make me, you know, too overcompensative, right? Like, I deal with it as best I can. I don't let it debilitate me. I don't let it keep me from doing the things I love, like riding a motorcycle, which is inherently a smidge more dangerous than driving a car, especially if you're not paying attention and run into the back of a truck. But normally that doesn't happen. You know, I do things like zip lining when I can. You know, I never would have did that 10 years ago, but I did it because it was like, hey, this is a once in a lifetime thing. Did it increase my chances of dying? The one thing that I don't want to happen? Yeah, it did, but not to the point where I didn't want to experience it, right? So I have to try to keep balance, and I think that's what all people should do with their fears. You know, try to keep some balance. Don't let it cripple you. Like, again, I always have to say that I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm not licensed for anything. It's just me saying what I got to say on a motorcycle, because I use this as one of my methods of therapy. But I also use snacks. I love snacks. Stone won't be a fatty. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of my previous videos, if you're watching me for the first time, but if I review anything in my house, or if I open anything in my house, take a quick look at the right side of the screen. Generally, I'm sitting on my couch, I got a snack bowl. On a good day, I got a bowl full of snacks. On a bad day, I got a bowl half full of snacks, because I ate them joints. I don't want to die. I don't know what's happening right here, but please look left. Bro, here we go. Be horrible to get hit by a car when I'm talking about dying. So yeah, I have to balance that out because I can either ride or I can eat snacks. I do work out as a way to, fight off depression. I'm not usually like a depressed type of guy. I'm actually known to be kind of detached and disconnected, but I process internally more than anything. I might show a grumpy face or two, but that could be, face of many emotions. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but my brother was killed a couple years ago. Sucks. I've lost family members, as I'm sure a lot of you have, and I just was like, yeah, it sucks. I got, I teared up a bit. I cried like I'm in the military. Like, I know of people who died. I have friends that died. I have friends that commit suicide, and it's not that I am unfazed or desensitized to it. It's just, what are you gonna do? What can you do? You can literally do nothing, which I guess is one of the reasons why I fear this so bad. Like, I hate fish flies. Like, I'm scared of them. They don't bite. They're just dumb bugs. Mentally, it makes no sense for me to have this fear. I can deal with that by avoiding fish flies. I don't need to be near them. You cannot avoid death. You can avoid things that may kill you. You can avoid things that are going to put you in danger. But it's coming. It's going to happen. Like, I don't know how to deal with that on a long-term scale. Like, I can only deal with it in the moment if I'm feeling a little wonky about my day, or however, if something kind of, what's the new buzzword? If something triggers me, such as walking through a cemetery, I can deal with it that day and now I'm fine. But I was not fine on Monday. And I think, of course my talk is generally veteran specific. I think a lot of us sometimes aren't fine, but we look like we are, and we have to deal with life and keep going because we want to be there to support our families and take care of things and be the rock that our family leans on. But damn it, it sucks when the rock is eroding away. And I don't know how to deal with that sometimes. Like, you gotta do things to build yourself back up, which is why I get on this here motorcycle. And another reason why I brought up this topic is because there was a thread started on Tonnet that said it's called Motorcycle Mental Health Beyond Wind Therapy. Another person in our little group on Tonnet started this thread, and I'm talking, it was a ridiculous amount of people that joined. Some people join just to join because they just join every group and they post pictures of their bike to whatever. But a few people joined and literally had stories of PTSD, close call accidents, why they use the motorcycle as one of their forms of therapy, as opposed to just going and talking to like a actual psychologist, psychiatrist, spouse, or whoever. And unless your spouse is literally licensed to do this type of work, they're not really your counselor either. Like, they're good to be able to vent to and all that kind of stuff, but you can't expect them to have that same level of understanding and in-depth training that an actual psychiatrist was. Like, and having to unload that burden on them and fear them looking at you differently is a whole nother topic, but I know that affects people as well. So I just felt I should ramble on about this because I know a lot of people have this fear. I don't know if they approach it the same way that I do, but I basically, it's not the death, it's the becoming nothing. Because I know what I am now. I don't want to not be me anymore. It's a crazy sensation, to not know what's going to happen. Because I'm a planner. I like to know things in advance. I like to go, hey, I'm doing this next week. I'll plan to take the dogs or drop them off or get the food or do this and have everything scheduled. You can't schedule your death. I mean, you can, but you know what I'm saying. In general terms, it's not something you can go, I'm dying on Wednesday, so better hurry up and take out the trash. It's coming. You don't know when, you don't know how, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Mortality sucks, but it gives you a chance to appreciate the life that you have. And sometimes we fail on that. We don't appreciate the things that we have. We take them for granted. We lose them, or just having a shitty day, and none of that other stuff matters, that you're going to die. It's just how I feel right now, and that's fine, because we're people and people have emotions, which is one of the reasons why life is so great. Or not, for some people. All of your experiences is life, not just being alive and breathing and consuming food. Your life is what you experience. So some people's lives aren't that great. They choose to end them sooner than planned by fate or natural causes, which is a sad thing. You don't want anybody to end their lives, but sometimes those fears or those doubts or those creeping thoughts can get into your head, and I use this puppy to keep that from happening. Not the only thing. This is just one of the things that I found later in life that I enjoy doing. You know, my family, of course, is one of them, you know, but I like to spread the load. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to have everything that you care about or feel placed into one tipping point to where if you don't have that anymore, you would possibly crack. If I don't have my motorcycle, great. I still got Twinkies, baby. Still got my push-ups and my sit-ups. I got go for a run. I got my Xbox. I got, you know, my dogs, daughter, you know, stuff like that. Family-ish. Some of my family I don't like. But if I could give you any advice, and if you take any unsolicited advice, it would be spread your load. Don't put everything in a wicker basket and expect it to hold all that weight. Spread that load around. Reinvigorate yourself. Get a bike. Go for a ride. Clear your head. Hit it again in the morning. I'm out.